Hi, my loves. Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 4 things that men need to stop doing to attract the right woman. This video is just for men. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. So the first thing that I need you to stop doing is to stop seeking a validation. There's nothing less attractive than a man who's constantly looking for self-assurance and validation. And usually when you're somebody who keeps on chasing that, it means that you are insecure and you lack you lack confidence within yourself. You lack self-esteem. And as a woman, again, that is a big issue for us women. Women are attracted to men that are confident, yet not cocky, where you kind of trample over the world to get ahead. That is not sexy to a woman. Well, not at least an emotionally intelligent, good woman is not really attractive to her. Maybe someone who is emotionally unavailable and someone who's, not really a good human being. So stop chasing validation. That is my number one thing for you to keep in mind. And also, when you keep on seeking validation from a woman or from people in general, it means that you lack self-worth. And so that is one of my biggest things that I would recommend to you, is that if you do feel like you're somebody that seeks validation, and by the way, in order for you to know that you do this, you need something called awareness. And a lot of men and women, both parties lack lack awareness, right? So it can be a little bit embarrassing to think that you do seek validation, right? Or you have low self-confidence at the root of it all. So it is something that hopefully you are able to build that sort of self-awareness, or this video is enough for you to wake you the F up. All right. So the second part of this is stop ignoring red flags. Listen to your gut. Now, the reason why, I'm saying this is because men usually, they settle. If they have a woman that is gorgeous, beautiful, and like a couple of the things are great at the very beginning, they tend to settle. And they don't tend to create boundaries or leave, because men will just make it work. Even if it's the most toxic woman on the planet, they will put up with it, right? Sorry. So please stop doing that, because when you're ignoring your these red flags, you're ignoring your gut, you basically are then ruining your entire life. And I speak to men all the time that are in these really unhealthy relationships, and it's not their, I'm not just blaming the woman, it's both the parties. But it's because they think that, okay, well, if I just stay because of the children and I wait till I retire, then my kids won't know and everything is fine. But it's very untrue. Your kids know that both the parties aren't happy and they're living a life just for the kids. And I remember when my parents they were very unhappy in their lives and together, and sorry, and I used to literally beg them to get a divorce, like, please leave each other, like I will do anything. And so kids know this, and so I just want you to understand that, when you don't ignore the red flags, sometimes men do end up staying in the relationship, which is a whole different story. But, if you want to attract the right woman, your soulmate, then the first thing you need to do is, first of all, be aware of your own red flags. That's a big thing that I talk about majority of the time. And the second part is being aware of the woman's red flags. If she does portray, different things that is making you feel uncomfortable, or something is not aligning, then there is a reason for it. So do not ignore that. The third one is stop being overly available, okay? Maintain your own life, enjoy your own life, have your own hobbies, have your own friends, and stop dropping everything for her. Of course, make sure that you're available for her and you give her that time. But just because you start dating somebody and you really like them doesn't mean that you have to spend 7 days a week with them. you have to still kind of have your own life and do things that you love. Keep your interests going, have your prioritize yourself as well, not just this new person that you've met. Because that actually makes you more attractive. When a man is still, is getting to know somebody, but they're still looking after themselves, and there's nothing sexier than that. And if a woman is unable to handle that and she thinks that you need to spend 7 days a week with her, then that's a red flag, and that needs to, that cannot that cannot lead to a long-term healthy relationship, because a woman does need to give you space and time to enjoy your life as well. And last but not the least is stop trying to fix her. Stop trying to make her a better person, make her align with your values, your beliefs. Because sometimes what men do, they take on a role of a therapist, and you're not a therapist. You're not her healer. You're not her fixer. That job is solely for her. Each soul comes into this world and they are meant to help themselves. Only they can help themselves. Unfortunately, yes, you can support her, you can listen to her, but at the end of the day, any sort of, insecurities or trauma, that needs to be handled by a coach, by a therapist, by a shaman. And so you can be, taking the responsibility to fix this person. And again, majority of the time, these patterns happen because you most probably have been living like this as a child. You probably have been fixing your mother's or your father's issues. So now you think that now as an adult, it is your job to fix your boyfriend's issues or your girlfriend's issues. But that's not the case. Each individual has their own, they have to take ownership of what they're bringing to the relationship. And if they have something that they're lacking within themselves, and they need to work on that, and invest into themselves, and focus on growing together, not changing her. That is one thing that a lot of us in relationships try to do. We get into a relationship and then we're trying to consistently change the other person, but that is not what true unconditional love is. Unconditional love is just accepting and loving that person for who they are. And of course, you want to grow together, but at the same time, there's some things that they do, it's not going to change just because you keep on nagging them about it or telling them over and over again. They're going to stay who they are innately, right? But that is it. Those are the 4 points that I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to make this really quick, short video. And I wanted to make this just for men, because I feel like I don't have a lot of videos about men. So I really hope that this does help. And if you have any questions or feel like you need to, understand more about how a woman's mind works, then please comment that down below. And I'm going to see you guys in my next video.